Welcome to Journey to Joy Live, a podcast to promote wellness, resilience, and inspire joy. Be empowered to balance your mental, physical, financial, aspirational, and social health while providing mental health awareness and breaking down the stigma of mental illness in the Black community. I'm your host, Dr. If Joy, and I'm here to help you transform life's challenges into opportunities for joy. Let's begin the journey together. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 135, Behind the Smile, the link between dental and mental health. And I'm so excited to have a special guest here, Ria Sahara. She is a dentist and CEO of Gentle Dentistry of Newnan. Thank you for coming.
I am honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Woohoo! So we are in the same state, basically same city, but well, sort of. I'm in Lawrenceville, so we're about an hour apart. But anyhow, tell us about your practice and more about what you do.
Well, I'm a dentist in Newnan, small town Newnan. I take pride in treating the community. I the name is General Dentistry of Newnan, so we have a lot of patients that come in with dental fears, and I welcome them. I mean, dentistry itself can be scary.
Mm-hmm.
So I take pride in providing an environment that is calm,
Mm-hmm.
uh, inviting to patients to share their thoughts and make them understand that they are heard and seen.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited to be here.
Yeah, and you have this gentle, disarming look about you. I'm like, I wish you were close. You'd be my dentist because that is awesome. I don't know what else you do to make the atmosphere gentle for people, but just that smile helps.
Oh,
That's
thank
for
you. I
sure.
appreciate that.
So, what made you get into the field of dentistry? I'm curious.
It was a mentor back when I was in college.
Hmm.
She said that, honestly, she said that it would be an excellent career for women. At the time, I didn't
Oh.
quite know what direction I would go in
Hmm.
because it was it was a it was a career that you can care for patients, but
Hmm.
still you could have a life. I wasn't
Yes.
sure if I was going to have a family and all of that, so you can balance work life
Yeah,
with
you
dentistry.
can. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't know if you do on call, but definitely it sounds like it's like a 9 to 5 job, not working weekends, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't work Fridays, so
Oh, and you don't work Friday, so 4 days a week?
absolutely.
Oh, that's cool. So I wanted to have a dentist on here because we're always talking about things that merge with joy and mental health and wellness. And dentistry is part of that. And it's multifaceted too. Like when we think about our joy and our smile, a lot of us can't smile if our teeth aren't looking good or if we have toothache or pain because that's one of the fears of going to the dentist is that it's super painful. That one little tiny nerve or something that's going on could just break your day and ruin your joy. So it's definitely important. And with that said, mental health is everywhere, of course. It's even in your office as a dentist. So from your experience, how has mental health or mental illness shown up in your office from what you've seen?
Oh my goodness. First of all, your mouth is the gateway to not only the rest of your body, but the quality of your life. So it is the
Mm.
balance of your self confidence, sleep, um, the food that you take in, your systemic
Mhm.
health, like so many things. So um, dentistry for me is really a balance in that um, I'm not only a dentist to my patients, I am that other person that, hey, what do you think about this? And what's going on in your life? And I'm just that person in the community for my patient. Um, and dentistry, like I said, it can be scary to patients that have
Yeah.
had a past experience, but when the patients come in, I welcome them and take them through the steps that I'm going to do before procedure.
Mhm.
And so by that, I have them see that it's not that scary. It's more like just informing them, an
Yeah.
educational process, really. And when people are being informed, they might be curious and they're like they relax a little bit.
Mhm.
And I find that most of the patients that come in that are fearful because of a past experience, after a
Mhm.
couple of visits, they're relaxed and they're calm and they're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. So I've been
Yeah.
asking my patients, like, what was it? Like, how how have you been able to kind of kick your fear or relax your fear or not as
That's
anxious?
good.
And they said, well, I just changed my mind and felt like this was a good experience and I didn't need to be afraid anymore. So
Mhm.
I've really discovered that it's more of a mindset
It
and
really is.
it's more of a position that you have to not only say, okay, yes, I'm physically comfortable, I'm not being I'm being seen and I'm being heard and I'm not in physical
Mhm.
pain, but it's really setting your mind saying, it's okay. I don't have to attach myself to those past experiences and say
Yeah,
that,
those
oh yeah, it's going
fears.
to be.
Fears or
I
traumas.
can
It's almost like your
move.
patients go through what my patients go through, where I don't want to see a psychiatrist, I don't want to see a therapist. My past experience with trauma or with that therapist who did me wrong or whatever, I don't want to go back, and or they just don't trust the system. And it seems like dental patients go through the same thing, where there's that fear of what's going to happen,
Yeah,
or they don't even want to take care of their dental, their teeth or anything. And so it's similar.
absolutely, absolutely. So it
Yeah.
it is it's fascinating to me in that it's not just, oh, you're comfortable and you're physically not in pain. It's you made a decision to
Yeah.
move past that. And
Mhm.
so that would be to me the most fascinating thing in dentistry as far as mental health goes.
Yeah. And speaking of that, I'm thinking about quite a few severely mentally ill patients that I might see who definitely don't care for their dental care at all. They don't brush their teeth. They're not able to. So it's like by the time they go, they have all the cavities. They probably need root canals and all kinds of things. Do you see patients like that?
Oh yeah, I mean depression can manifest in so many forms. If you're depressed, you're probably not, like you said,
Yeah.
brushing, flossing, and taking care of your not just your mouth and your teeth, but your whole body. So absolutely, it can definitely manifest in that way. Um, and patients that are stressed and depressed, they grind their teeth and um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, so I see a lot of patients that have cracked teeth, especially during the pandemic. I saw a lot of patients that had fractures and did a lot of crowns
Mm.
during that time.
Wow. And I was actually going to bring that up because those are some subtle ways where you can kind of notice like mental health showing up in the mouth. You know, you mentioned the grinding of the teeth and jaw tension and things like that. So, do you actually open up that conversation? Like, I noticed this is going on. You're grinding your teeth. Have you been stressed out? Like, do you kind of make that bridge or you just only keep it to the dental part?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I had a patient just yesterday. He had an ulcer, and I just flat out said, "Hey, what are you stressed out about? What's going on in your life?"
Yes.
And he said, I got a lot going on. I said, well, you're going to have to do something to let it go because it's manifesting in your mouth. And I don't know if anybody has had an ulcer. It's extremely painful. And he's like, I don't know what to do. I'm in so much pain. And he thought like he had an abscess or something like that. And it was an ulcer.
Mhm.
I said, it'll clear up, in a couple of weeks, but you've got to find an outlet to get rid of some of the stress. So,
Yeah. Ulcers in general are a sign of stress, especially if you get them in your stomach, you have
yeah,
IBS or something like that.
yeah.
So that makes sense. Now, have you seen His and Hers, the new Netflix series
I
that's out?
just started watching it. I
Wait, you
just
just
started.
finished?
No, I just started watching it.
Oh, you
Like
just well, if you just started, you probably know what scene I was about to mention because it's at the very beginning where she's suffering from an
yeah,
ulcer or something like
yeah,
that. So
yeah.
it's
She
really
had
interesting
an
that you
abscess.
mentioned.
Yeah, she had
Oh,
an
an
abscess. Yeah,
abscess.
that was different. She had an infection. So yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. So I'm not gonna spoil anything, but
Yeah,
What's what's that a sign of? Why she got the ulcer, the abscess?
well, she had an infection. Like an ulcer comes from like an infection. It's different from an abscess. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
So
so that's just an
abscess is
infection.
typically caused by stress. It really doesn't have like a etiology of bacteria or anything like that. It's just caused by stress.
Gotcha. So the
Yeah.
abscess is not necessarily due to stress.
No, an abscess is due to an infection, which can be, yeah.
So that's just okay. You
So
come back. Come back
she
when you
was
finish the
neglecting
series.
she was neglecting herself because she said that she had like been away for
Okay.
like a year or something like that. So that's what that was called. Yeah.
So it was due to neglect.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. That makes sense. Yeah, she was away. Okay, so you did get that far. She
I
was
think
away for a year, so she wasn't taking. Her apartment was messy and all that.
yeah.
Such a great series, definitely bingeable. Everybody should watch. So it's nice to tie that part in. Oh yes, there are signs that you are stressed. Signs in your mouth, and a lot of times, I mentioned before, like the way your mouth might look just stops you from smiling. I think of my dad. He's passed away now, about almost 4 years, and his teeth he had like three teeth, right? And
Mhm.
so he smoked a lot, drugs, all that just messes up your teeth in general, right? So he barely smiled. It made him depressed, that kind of thing. Somebody else I know who just like they were a happy person, but then they didn't want to smile, so it made them seem like a mean person. So in their
Yeah.
pictures, they're just like
Yeah.
all the time. And now
Mhm.
they finally got new teeth, and that's all they do is smile. They just glow. So it's just, interesting that well, it's not interesting. It just makes sense that the way we look and how we appear will affect our happiness. But what do you think about that? It doesn't mean we're in vain for it. It just means we have to be confident in our care.
No, it's not vanity at all.
Mhm.
It's about, like I said, the your whole life experience. That's the way we communicate. And I don't know about you guys. That's the first thing I look at is someone's mouth. um, but I mean, you look at the eyes and you look at the mouth because that is, as humans, that's the way that we get the message of like how someone's feeling or how you communicate with someone. Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely the most important thing as far as um, your confidence, your just your essence, your vibe. So
Yeah, so we have to take care of it. And I talk about a lot the five crucial health areas: our mental health, our physical health, our financial health, aspirational health, and social health. And under that physical health is our dental health. So it's definitely important for us to take care of that. And I'll be honest, I don't know if I mentioned it on here, but I actually had never been to the dentist until my 20s.
oh
And
wow,
I'm not trying to throw a parental figure under the bus or anything, but we just didn't go to the dentist. And so I was actually scared to go to the dentist for the first time. And I finally went. I didn't have any cavities, which is interesting.
wow.
Probably because I didn't eat all. I don't like candy like that. I like
Uh-huh,
sweets, but not candy like that. And I didn't
uh-huh.
even learn to brush my teeth at night until I went to college. I'm like, what are all these people doing at night? Oh, they're brushing their teeth at night. So I was pretty lucky to not
Wow,
actually
you are
have a
very
cavity.
lucky. Yeah, you're very lucky.
Right. Right. But obviously it's important to brush your teeth. Is it 2 times or 3 times? Because I'm used to the two
At
times
least two, at least twice in the morning and before you go to bed tonight, that night.
for sure.
Yeah,
And go to the dentist every six
and floss
months.
it, and floss.
Oh,
There's
what?
flossing in there.
You mean the dance? I always floss consistently a week before I see the dentist, and so that when she
Oh,
says,
but
"Do
you
I
know
floss?"
what? We can
I don't
tell.
lie,
We
huh?
can tell though. We can tell. I mean, we see you're not a regular flosser. Like we see that.
Well, I'm not. You probably can tell from here. All these bright lights on me. Okay. I'm gonna start. I'll get in a nice streak, and I'll do it, and I'll be excited, and then all of a sudden, I just fall off. It's just, and that's
Well,
just. I
I
don't think
mean,
about it that way.
it takes what 30 days to build a habit. So just try for 30 days and see if it won't become a habit.
Okay. So
Yeah.
is it okay? Okay. I'll start with it being a psychiatrist. As a psychiatrist, you kind of feel like you tell all this advice about mental health. So you take good care of your mental health. I feel like I try to focus on my exercising so that I'm feeling my mental health and joy and all that. So, what about being a dentist? Do you feel like you do all the dental things that you advise to your patients?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, I definitely brush twice a day, floss, mouthwash, all the things. Absolutely. I just got my
Awesome. So
teeth
you're not
cleaned today,
neglecting.
actually.
Hey, good. So you're not neglecting that. So one interesting question I had to ask, because I don't even know if this is a thing anymore, but I just remember once upon a time they would say that dentists themselves, right, had mental health issues and would be more prone to suicide. So I'm wondering, like, what are your thoughts about that? Is this an assumption? Is it a thing? Because I actually tried looking up more of that, and it seemed like the data was mixed.
Hmm.
Like, is that a myth that
Well,
you had heard of?
well, I personally, none of my colleagues, nobody that I've heard of, have actually had any mental illness or any issues as far, or even has gone as far as suicide. So I can't speak on that on a personal level.
Yeah.
But I can say that dentistry is a quite demanding career. It is very stressful. You have to move at a fast pace and you have to get in someone's personal space, which can be uncomfortable for the patient, and you build a rapport very quickly, move fast, work in very precise teeny tiny areas, um, and it's stressful because dentistry is so precise. Like the tooth itself is very small, and then what you're doing to the tooth has to be even smaller. So it can be very, especially when you own a business. So you throw that on top
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And you're truly responsible.
so I don't know that the that's true or if it's a myth. But I can see that, some of us could have mental issues, or at least
Mhm.
things that they have to deal with.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I would take it that far as suicide.
Yeah, I'm not sure anyway. That's why I looked it up because obviously it's a thing where physicians in general can be prone to mental illness like anybody else, but
Yeah,
for whatever reason, more prone. And then I just remember like maybe a couple decades ago, that was a thing with dentists, but it seems like that started to fade and it just wasn't true anymore. But I was just curious why. And what you're saying about it being high stress, I mean, yeah, I mean, being a professional in general can be high stress when you're responsible for someone's care and you have to take on malpractice insurance and like you're pretty much
yeah,
responsible for them. So, yeah, makes sense.
absolutely.
So, you mentioned being a business owner and also being a dentist and how that can be stressful. So, as both a dentist and a business owner, how do you see dental health as like a form of self care as opposed to like what I mentioned earlier, vanity, but actual true wellness?
As a business owner, I not only care for my patients, but I care for my staff. I want to
Ooh.
provide a, a really good environment where not only my patients but the staff feels respected, and that's really important to me. That everyone feels like it's a home environment, like they feel like they're seen and welcomed. But being a business owner, like I said, you have to juggle so many things.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned earlier about social media, that I don't know much about social media, but I
Mm-hmm.
have to get well versed to that. I'm dealing with
You doing it? I see you up there. You
administrative.
do voiceovers and things.
Well, I have a team. I love them, and they're helping me out. Um,
Nice.
but
So
when you own
cute.
a business, you have to do the administrative stuff. You have to be a counselor. You have to um,
Everything.
so many things. You wear many hats. So, but I welcome it because it brings about growth for me as a leader. I feel like I've
Mhm.
learned so much about myself.
Yeah, for sure. So sometimes they say too much of anything could kill you. Is there something that you could do too much of regarding your teeth? Like I was looking at some teeth whitening strips. I might do that every couple of years. But what do you think about teeth whitening strips? What are some other cares for your teeth where maybe you shouldn't do that versus things that you definitely should do, but you like mentioning flossing and brushing twice a day?
Well, I think anything in excess can just be too much. Of course, bleaching, but the at home. You're talking about the store bought strips. You're talking
Yeah,
about.
you put the on your teeth for like 30
Yeah.
to 45 minutes.
Well, absolutely. I mean, absolutely you can do too much of that. But the strips themselves, they're one size fits all. So you might if you do too much of that, you might get areas that are more whiter than others. It's not a uniform because it's not,
Mm-mm.
it doesn't fit you personally. So yeah, but
So we can do
you
them? How often?
how often?
Yeah.
I mean, it. Are you a coffee drinker, wine drinker,
I'm a
tea,
Starbucks drinker. I get Starbucks like once a week
Starbucks?
because it's dessert. Yeah, I say Starbucks. No, I got that from this reel. I started calling after this guy from this reel. But anyway, not really. I don't do coffee every day.
Okay, okay. Well, I would say you can do touch-ups like every couple of months. I mean, you shouldn't really do it on a weekly basis for a long
Oh
term.
yeah, no.
That
Yeah.
can cause sensitivity.
Yeah, I think it's usually like a 12 to 21 day stretch and then you're done for like a year or two. Is how they have those things. But
Yeah.
okay, nice. Well, you mentioned coffee. So, any education around coffee cuz clearly that can stain your teeth, right?
It can sting your teeth. And if you're a coffee drinker, like sipping on coffee all day,
Mm.
coffee is actually pretty acidic. And coffee that you drink with the sugar, with the cream, that can just be bathing your teeth in not only acid, but lots of sugar, which the bacteria absolutely love that environment. So it can bring about quite a few cavities.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, as you were talking, I was thinking about how well going I don't know, do you see kids?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because
Hmm.
we talk about because my kids, well, my 5-year-old, he's 5 now. Yeah, so he used to go to bed with milk, and they used to say, "No, you can't go to bed with milk. You'll get dental caries." And my 3-year-old, I have to wean him off. He still goes to bed with milk. I know, but
Oh,
since you, and I try to like add water so it's like diluted. I know it's just like he loves it. So I love to give it, but you're already commenting on that. So what kinds of advice do you give when it comes to kid dental care?
well, I don't know as far as sending him like sending him to bed with a bottle is definitely a dangerous thing because that the sugars of the milk are just sitting on his teeth all night long.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
yeah, it'd be a good idea to kind of wean him from that. I don't know, like every night put a little bit more water and a little less milk. I don't know.
I know that was it. I was more focused on doing that with my 5-year-old because I really got him to get weaned off pretty quickly there, but it's almost like the focus is still on him because of some other things. Now the other one's 3. I'm like, oh shoot, we got to stop that. But yeah, you're right. So I'm glad you told me that. I will focus on it. See, even I'm learning stuff. Thank you. So before we end here, any other practical tips that you like to give patients on how to protect both their smile and their mental well-being?
Hmm. Consistency, I would say. Um, Consistency, like we discussed earlier, brushing and flossing on a daily basis.
Hmm.
And as far as being mindful, if you have kind of neglected yourself and haven't been to the dentist in a while, just make a decision like, I want this for
Just go.
myself. Yeah, just go. Just go. I want this for myself. And it's not about vanity, it's about your well being. So come and see me.
For sure. Yes. And people can come see you. Let's see. At your website is noonandental.com, correct?
Yes,
And this is your practice where they can come sign up. You take all insurances or how does that work?
most. Most.
Ah, okay. Medicare?
I'm sorry.
Medicare?
Um, yeah, some plans, yes.
Okay, because that's hard usually. And of course, you're on Instagram as Dr. Ria Sahara.
Hmm.
Awesome. So I asked all of my guests about their own personal journey to joy. How has your personal journey to joy been?
Oh, absolutely. This is fun. This is fun. Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
you.
Oh, so I was asking you, what is your own personal journey to joy, or how has
Oh,
your
okay.
own personal journey to joy? You're not going to get off the hook on that. So, how has your own personal journey to joy been?
Oh, well, I mean, I feel that joy is a state of mind, and that I growth is a good process for me. Like I'm learning, like I said, as a leader,
Yeah.
in my personal life, like growth. I feel like, there definitely been some hard times, and I feel like that has positioned me in a position to grow. And so I welcome the growth, and
Oh,
that itself has brought me joy, because I look at my
okay.
past and I look at myself now, and I'm like, oh, this is me, and I see the growth.
Growth and progress. That's awesome. And being, having grace with yourself, self grace is always good. So, well, thank you for being on here. Really appreciate you. As mentioned, you can find her on Instagram at Dr. Ria Sahara. And of course, if you are looking for a dentist, you can find her at newnandental.com to continue to experience your joy. Thank you, everyone. This has been an Enjoy Life production. If you're in a crisis, don't hesitate. Call, text, or chat 988 for immediate support. Please note, this podcast is for informational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional treatment. If you're looking for therapy or medication management through Enjoy Life, visit www.drenjoylife.com to request a consultation. I'm licensed in 12 states. I accept Aetna in Georgia, Florida, and Virginia. Be sure to grab your copy of the Enjoy Note to help you on your wellness journey. Also, check out Inspire Joy for the wife, mom, boss to help you balance it all without losing yourself. Better yet, get the full Joy bundle for just $45. Remember, Journey to Joy Live is every Thursday at 7 p.m. Thank you for joining me, and until next time, may you continue to transform stress into joy.